All right. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys ready to get wild making some chainmail? Okay. Hey, how you doing? How do you pronounce that name? Dunce? Duns? DNTZ. DNTZ. You're coming in live from DNTZ Radio. Alrighty. First things first. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and I make chainmail. Cool things like monkey paws or fidget cubes or giant inlays. Donuts. Okay, that works. I got it. Like this one. This is anodized aluminum inlay that we've been working on for about 20 years. And it's finally coming together. We're finally getting somewhere with it. So, all right. It was a project I took on when I was too young, too unskilled to actually complete it. And I have worked on it a little bit here and there. And finally, we are nearing the finish line. So, hopefully over the course of the next week or two, we'll have this knocked out. Thank you for the follow. Oh, thank you for the dinos. Much appreciated. Alright, so right now I'm just kind of going through this bottom lettering where it says Wake and making a few small adjustments. Trying to get the lettering. So this is what I'm working off of. Trying to get the lettering to look like what's in this image, right? And we're getting there. If you want an overhead view of what we're working on, I am live on all the main platforms you would find people live on under the same username. And you can see a little bit of a different perspective from there. And the signal should be pretty good on all the other platforms, because we are hardwired in now, which was a big improvement. Last week we were having real trouble trying to maintain the stream. Wasn't fun. So, but we're almost professional now. Almost. So, how was everyone's 20 years? Yeah. I started this in, 19 years, to be more technical about it. I started this in 2005, 2006-ish, I believe, if I remember correctly. It was a bar I used to go to in Alexandria, Louisiana. It has since closed. It was on the corner of Jackson and 14th Street. And it was a nice place to get away from the barracks. That looks much better. That is much improved. A much improved E. Much more like what's on the image. It's not perfect, but I'm not going to fret about it too much because I can sit here and like micro assess everything to the nth degree and it's never going to be perfect. Right? So, it was a bar I used to go to get away from the barracks, and we'd spend the evening in town, going to the theater, to the mall. Just because when you're in the Army, right, the people you work with, you also live next door to. You can hear them all of the time. So it's not fun. You can really get on each other's nerves. So we'd get out. I never got the opportunity to go to New Orleans while I was down there. But a lot of people went down to New Orleans. I missed Mardi Gras both years I was there. I got there after Mardi Gras, the year I got there, and then I got deployed, and I was deployed during Mardi Gras the next year, and then Hurricane Katrina and Rita hit right after we got back from deployment, and then when we got back around to Mardi Gras again, New Orleans was still destroyed, so you couldn't go down and see anything anyway. So I never got to go, but it is what it is. Maybe one day. Excuse me. So the lettering's done, right? A couple of adjustments to make, but it's done. We just got to do the rest of. Let me see here. I got to finish up this corner down here is what I'm working on right now, and then this down here. Right? For anyone watching over here, got to finish up this corner over here. It's where I'm working right now. And then over the next week, we'll get this stuff done. So I'm hoping it goes quick. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Over the weekend, I've had like a huge bump in followers. 150 people, 200, something like that, which is awesome. So welcome to all the new people if you're hanging out. The what do you call it? Thank you for the heart puffs. Appreciate it. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. So the goal of I am multi-streaming. I'm on Twitch, X, Facebook, and YouTube. And the goal of 10,000 followers is coming up quick, right? I was hoping to get it to the end of the month, or hoping to hit it by the end of the month, and I think we will. There's less than 500 followers to go, which is awesome. And then once I have 10,000 followers, I can get a TikTok stream key so I can stream to 5 platforms all at the same time and not use my phone. People have been requesting, I've had at least one request for this angle to be left up, so we might, I'm not opposed to that idea, but it would require another camera. I'm not ready to purchase another camera yet, but we can certainly add that to the list of things to get. I want, like, I have 1, 2, 3, I want to get a couple more cameras because I have a welding setup, a leather working station. You know, I want to be able to click over to where I'm working. Holy, how long does it take to make that? It's taken me 20 years so far. So, but I don't know, 300-400 hours probably. Right? I forgot to count the rings. I'm not going to do it right now, right? This is like 21,000 rings, and I have 130 hours into it, something like that. And by the time it's done, I'll have somewhere between 300 and 400 hours into it, right? Because it's not quite halfway. Woo, Twitch! All right. Yeah, we got emotes on Twitch. That's gonna make the chat fire. So yeah, I'm assuming I'll have, at the rate I'm going, about 300 to 400 hours on this cube, right? And it'll be 45,000 rings, right? 44,499. For this, I counted it once a long time ago. I don't remember how many rings are in it, but I do believe that it's somewhere around 40,000. So, and at the rate I'm going, I could see it being somewhere in between 300 and 400 hours for sure. So, but when I started it, I didn't have the skill really to finish it. I didn't know what I was doing. I picked a bad ring size to do this in. $7,000. Is that what you're offering? For this inlay? No, this is going up on the wall. It's been a part of my life for half my life. I'm gonna keep it. The emotes over, yeah, the emotes over on Twitch are great. That's right. That's what I'm guessing it's worth. Well, I mean, if I were to sell it, I would be requesting something along those lines, right? If someone were to commission this from me or any other chainmail artist that I know of, for that matter, I would assume it's something like $7,000. This is a lot of work. So I've repeatedly said that once this cube is finished, right? It'll, like I said, it'll have 44,499 rings in it. I have no intention of selling it, right? But if I were to be commissioned to make something like this, it would be about $10,000 is what I would charge. So, beautiful work. Thank you. Yeah, cubes are great. They're a load of fun. I've got a much larger one in the works that I hope to get to work on soon. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. It would be a super fun auction. Well, speaking of auctions, okay, there's a bag over here with a cube started in it and some rings. Gelatinous cube without the gelatin, yeah. This is the start of another cube. I've got, I think it's 4 pounds of rings right here to go into this. And it's like, I think it's somewhere between 15 and 18,000 rings total that I'll have. And so I can make a pretty decent size cube doing that. And this is, my plan is for this to be raffled off, right? So hopefully all the people who've been asking about a large cube want to join a raffle. We'll see what happens. So, and hopefully I can get to that. I'm thinking that's probably going to be like July, August. This will finish out May. We'll be done with this in May. My other cube, the Ringception cube, which if you haven't seen, I'll show you. That's June. We'll finish that in June. July, I don't know what else. And then maybe this cube in July. Maybe August. What am I thinking for an entry price for that? Like $25? Have I worked with anodized rings? I mean, these are anodized aluminum right here that I'm working with. I've worked with anodized aluminum and anodized niobium and anodized titanium. Yeah. Well, like, what's 25 times 100? 2,500? So probably do like 200 entries. 200 entries at $25. One person wins. I mean, 1 in 200 is not terrible odds. It's not like the lottery. And if you buy like $5,000 worth of slots, the cube can be yours. I hope to. I hope to. I mean, the videos where I show the cube or talk about it at all, those are the ones that have taken off. Those are the ones that have done the best. Those are the ones where there are 100, 200 comments asking where they can get a cube, right? So, can't afford live me make anything with the titanium rings you bought. It's so hard. Oh no. See if you can pawn them off on someone. Are you part of the chainmail trading group? How you doing, Rosember Chains? Kevin, how you doing? Okay, there's a group called the Chainmail Trading Group, right? And people buy and sell stuff in there all the time, right? So if the titanium ones are, it's a group over on Facebook, right? So if the titanium ones are too hard, someone will want titanium rings and buy them off you. Kevin's doing good. It's good to hear. They're pretty popular right now. You made a little 3x3. Right on, right on. I, too, am making a 3x3 cube. Do you want to see it? I'll show you my 3x3 cube if you show me yours. You're very welcome. Yeah, if they're too hard for you to work with, sell them. There are grades of titanium that are softer. I don't know which ones, which grades are softer and which ones aren't. But if they're titanium, someone will want them. Oh yeah, okay, I saw that one. Oh. Then you've seen my 3x3 cube that I started. I'm not that color. All right. So, yeah. If you have chainmail supplies that you can't work with for some reason, there's the chainmail trading group, and if the rings are quality, you know, people will buy them off you. And that goes for most chainmail supplies. How do I want to do this? Kind of goes just straight. I got to connect these two parts right here. This yellow to this yellow down here. Right? Right on. Right on, right on. And also, with some, not even with some, with a lot of rings, right? Stainless steel, titanium, aluminum, whatever, right? Using the right pliers for what you have is also essential. So, I don't know, and this is just for anyone out there, this isn't directed necessarily at Rosember Chains, this is just FYI. If anyone is thinking, oh, hey, that's awesome, I'd love to get into chainmail, using the right pliers for the materials that you have, you gotta have the right pliers, because otherwise you'll get carpal tunnel, your wrists will hurt, all that fun stuff. So, actually, I don't think I have the Chainmail Trading Group listed as... Maybe I do. So, in my link tree, there's the Mailworks app, and it's an app I made to help new and veteran chainmail artists. There's a groups and forums section in there. I am talking about the Ringception Cube. You've seen it. But in the Mailworks app, there's a link to Google and Apple in my link tree. It's a free app. There's a section for different groups and forums that chainmail artists hang out at. I don't think I have the chainmail trading group in there. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. What's going on? Oh, I see what I did. So I gotta contact the admin of that group, and because that's an important thing, and it's fun, right? I made the Mailworks app for chainmail artists, and it doesn't have a lot of downloads, right? For one reason or another, which is, it's fine, but then I see people posting, asking questions about stuff, like where can I find this or where can I find that? And I'm like, it's all divided up in nice, neat little sections over in the Mailworks app. It's like, I did it for you here. But it doesn't have everything, and it's not perfect. But I am trying to improve it. It's functional right now. And there is a Discord you can join if you are so inclined. We've got a few, Mech and I are in there, and a couple other very fancy, knowledgeable chainmail artists as well. Some other new people. Okay, I want to do this incrementally, kind of like I did here. It's not going to match the other side, but at this point, I set this up and spread it out flat on the table, and it's like 3 feet wide. Yeah. It's like 3 feet wide, and it's going to be 3 feet tall by the time it's done. So, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I've got a perfect spot right in between two of the basement windows for it to go. Right up on the wall. Very cool. You've never seen this done before. Stitched cow embroidery. How you doing? We're just making a little bit of chainmail and trying to get some work done on this project. Oh my gosh. You're doing good? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Yeah, so chainmail is one of those things that, like, everyone's familiar with it through pop culture, right? Lord of the Rings, Kingdom of Heaven, The Hobbit, right? There's chainmail and all of that. And plenty of medieval movies have it in there. Monty Python. Right? You're talking about chainmail trading post? Yeah, I am. It looks hard and time consuming. It's not. So, like, the learning curve is really steep, but it's also really short. So once you get the basics down, you can take off and make awesome stuff within 2 months, right? So, and then you'll just get better over time. The trading post is, it already is in the app. Awesome. I should go look at my app more often to check what's in there. So yeah, the Mailworks app in the link tree has most of the stuff you need to help you find answers to all of your questions about chainmail. There we go. Thank you, Mech. You'd think I'd know what I put in my own app. The chainmail in Monty Python is knitted yarn. The chainmail in a lot of things is knitted yarn, but that doesn't change the fact that, they're trying to make it look like chainmail. And the Discord should be linked in the Mailworks app. So it should be the first link up at the top with the big Discord logo, because I haven't changed the icon for it. What have I done here? What am I doing? 2 rings forward, 3 rings back. That is what this project has been. No problem. You're very welcome. Come join us. Come, hang out. It's a small group right now. We just opened up the Discord recently, and not a lot of people in there, but we're filling it up, and it's coming along. All right. So what was I saying? I was saying something. Anyway, people are mostly only familiar with chainmail through pop culture, right? And the chainmail community is a very small niche community. Not too many of them are streamers. There are a few, and there have been several in the past, and I'm sure there will be more in the future. But most of the time, you might run into a chainmail artist at the Renaissance Festival or out in the park working on stuff. But usually they're in their houses just chilling. How's it going on? Just woke up. Had a splitting headache. Oh no, that's the worst. I get those fairly often. So it's going. Jeep and Jammer, how you doing, buddy? Getting stuff done. Trying to finish up this corner over here, and then I got the bottom knotwork to finish, and I'd like to have this done here in the next week or two. So I've got other stuff I want to do. I do have some rings coming, or 2 rings. Just two this time, right? I got this logo piece here, right? If you're on any of the 4 major platforms and you look right there, you will see my logo, which is what this is. And if you're over on TikTok, my logo's up there, right? That's my logo using the ringception technique, and it's a little unsturdy, so we're going to change out the center rings here, and I've got those on the way, so we might switch the stream up a little bit and pop those new rings in. You also have splitting headaches all the time? Yeah, it sucks, man. It's one of those things. It's life, I guess. I don't know. I'm only willing to go and complain to my VA doctor so many times before I just stop going to see him, because what they're doing isn't anything worthwhile. It's like, just learn to live with the splitting headache. It's fine. Just walk it off. So what else? Had a bunch of kids over yesterday for the kind of first of the summer after school get together. School's not quite out yet. Your girl has those and they just give her shots. They haven't offered me shots. They've just offered me a ton of drugs that make me groggy and sleepy and make it hard to get anything done. So it is, I don't know. It is what it is at this point. How you doing, Sammy? Sammy Ann. But yeah. Had a fun weekend. Kids drove the go-kart around the yard. And by the time it was time for everyone to go home, they were already planning their next adventure at one of the other kids' houses, not my house. What are you doing that looks super amazing? Sammy, I'm making a large chainmail inlay that says Finnegans Wake on it. It looks like this. That's what I'm working off of. You found and joined the Discord? Right on. So, got a little Celtic knotwork up at the top. So, it says Finnegans Wake across all of it now. Right, now we just got to do this corner that I'm working on and finish the bottom. So, we're trying to get all this together. That's super talent. It's only taken me 20 years. You'd say I only have a few days left? Well, I hope so. Here's the thing that I'm excited about. There were several points in my life where getting this far was impossible. Right? I didn't have the skill to finish it. I didn't have the ability to freehand this whole inlay. And I didn't have the mental fortitude to grind through this project, because it is a big project, right? And now, after a couple million rings and tens of thousands of hours doing this, the fact that I'm close to getting it done is just, it's awesome. I'm very excited about that. And done is better than perfect at this point, so. Alright, Jeep and Jammer's doing pretty good. He might have a housing solution. That's good. It's a bit smaller and rent is cheaper. Not much cheaper to justify the size, but, you'll have everything back in one place. You'll actually have a spot set up for your mail. Got to get a new desk. Right on, dude. I hope it works out for you, man. Jeep and Jammer over on Twitch had his house burned down like 2 days after I met him. I was sitting here streaming and we were talking, and then a couple days go by and he had just a tragedy. So it's been going on for a couple months. So I'm glad to hear that he's doing better. Where am I at? What am I doing? Getting a ring. What color do I need? So I hope, I hope I am able to finish this up quickly. I don't want to fret over, okay. So because I didn't do the prep work and map this out in some kind of crochet pattern program or the irregular grid painter that is a program that a lot of chainmailers use, none of these, right? Like this matches this, matches this, matches this, right? But on my inlay, mine don't match, right? And I'm going to make some small adjustments, but I'm not going to rip apart the whole thing to make a match. I'm just going to be like, done is better than nothing. It was all the way back in November. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May. What'd I say? I was close. But yeah, I'm glad you're getting situated, man. So we're gonna knock it out and get it done and call it a day and hang it up on the wall, and it's gonna be a nice addition to the decor down here. And then once it's done, here's the thing I'm excited about. Once it's done, I get to move on to other projects, right? This is a project that has been sitting around for 20 some odd years. And I'm just glad, I'll be glad to have it finished and hung up on the wall. That's all I want. I want it up off my desk, out of the way, so I can move on to bigger, better things. Yeah, no. So, hey Caleb, how you doing? I'm making a large chainmail inlay. It's got the words Finnegans Wake on it, and it's got some Celtic knotwork in the background. Thank you for the follow, appreciate you. Oh, not the barking dog. Every night I stream. Alright. Movie trailer voice, 20 years in the making. I'll hold it up for you so you can get a look at it. Oh, wow, knocking rings all over the place. So, see the Celtic knotwork, the Finnegans Wake. Just got the lettering done earlier. I've been working on it since 2005 or so. Off and on. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was unprepared, and it's just, I didn't have the skill or the ability to withstand the grind of a project that this is. So, been getting through some other large projects down here in the basement, because you know, you work and get a little bit done, and then you start a new project, and then you work and you get a little bit done, and you start a new project. And so I had a bunch of projects that either needed to be finished, needed to be improved upon, or needed to be changed into something else. So I'm slowly going through all of those down here in the basement and getting them either, you know, put in as a finished art piece here in the basement. Over, most stuff goes over onto my windowsill. This will go up on the wall. This is the first wall piece, or no, the second wall piece that I've had. I've got an Orca I did out of engineer plastic rings. Things that create, you have super ADHD, so you have several arts you get into that. Then you stop. So yeah. Yep. Well, and in the chainmail community, everybody's coming out with something new like every day, right? So like once a week, someone dumps a huge project on the community that's just mind-blowing, right? Maybe not once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Okay? So that's always happening. So you're always in this mode where it's like, I want to make that. I want one of those. I want to make that. I want to do that. I want to do this. I need to order rings for all of these projects. I'm going to go bankrupt ordering rings for all of these projects. And I don't care, because I'll have the rings I need. I need to learn to make rings so I don't spend so much money, so I don't go bankrupt. I need a bunch of tools. And so the green looks more vibrant in the camera facing you, and the one facing the desk, it's more of an olive drab. Yeah. I believe it. Well, I mean, I can see it, right? So let's see here. Yeah. The overhead camera that I have is just a pretty cheap camera. It works for my purposes. I didn't have the money to spend a whole lot on cameras, so I think it was like $300, but it zooms in Like, it's got a 10x zoom. Yeah, you have to manually adjust the focus, right? But look at that. Look how close you can get. Hang on. Can we focus? Sorry. We're playing with my camera. No, we're not going to focus. I said... Uh-oh, I broke the camera. Alright. We can get closer in that, but... Yeah. Cheap camera, works for streaming. I just needed a zoom on it in case I'm working on... Sometimes I work on really small stuff. You got some work done on one of your 3D prints you were working on? No, oh, pre-fire? Nice. Right on, right on. That's another thing I want to get. I feel like that with Pokemon, you just start off, but you blow all my moolah. No control. You know, you look at it and you got to have it. Yeah. Yeah, you know, and so a lot of the projects that I have are from that era where I want to make all this stuff, and then also I ordered a bunch of different ring sizes when I was a beginner, and I didn't know what to do with them, and I didn't know that I didn't know, you know, so it was just a huge mistake. So I had a bunch of random ring sizes that I had no plans for. That was a problem too. So there, I've had some cool projects result out of that fact, right? Like, I got this brass and bronze cubes that interlock with each other. So that came out cool. And then I have this giant ringception piece that I'm working on. And that's going to be cool. So, I mean, I guess necessity is a source of innovation. Because I had the supplies. The goal was to not order more supplies until I had used up the stuff I had on hand, right? Which, of course, I just spent like $500 on rings the other day for this ringception project. So... that obviously did not work, but that's the goal. And I've got to spend like $200 more on rings for some bracelets I got to make. But I'm waiting for my tax return for that. All right. What else? What else is going on? So I got my saddlebag covers done the other day. Right? So next Saturday, I will not be here. I'm going to the Blessings of the Bike at my local bike shop next week, and then I will not be streaming after that. I'm just going to go out, ride, hang out with some people, make some friends, whatnot. So if you don't see me next Saturday, have no fear. I will be back. When you move, you can set your printer back up and finish your shield. A friend offered me their old computer that you can run your program to print. Nice. There you go. A friend of mine, when I first started streaming, a friend of mine gave me the microphone I'm using. And a little camera, which I eventually passed that camera off to another individual. But I still have the microphone. It works. So, no reason to... Thank you for the dinos, much appreciated. No reason to get a new microphone. This one works well enough. And here's the thing, too, about changing equipment. When you get new equipment or you improve new equipment, you have to make sure it works with your current setup, right? So that's fun. I'd rather never change anything and just have my setup work perfectly for the rest of the time streaming than have to improve it for anything. Ugh. Such a pain. All right. I think we're just... are we coming in too hot? This curve might need to be adjusted. We got to get from here to here. If we land right here, we'll be okay. The W is a little wider than what's on the image, and it's out of place. It's over to the left more, right? You wish you well any projects? You getting out of here, Sammy? Well, thanks for stopping by. Do finish your project. Get her done, and then pick up another project, and 10 more. And just, you know, with chainmail especially, right? If you just do like 10, 20 rings a day, you'll eventually finish whatever you're working on. So, you know, I don't know what your project you're working on and if it works that way, but a little bit every day goes far. So thanks for stopping by. Good luck. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. The amount of follows the last 2 days has been nuts. I got 2 videos that popped off. They're the same videos, like, they weren't too, what do you call them? They weren't going nuts last weekend. I had a normal amount of notifications. But today I'd go look at my notifications and it's like 200 people liked your video. It's like, what? What is going on? Have a good night. So that's always cool. It's always a good feeling. I need to make a better video of my saddlebags. I have a video of me riding the Road King with my saddlebags on it. So I'm going to throw that up at some point. Want to do a little editing with it. The first part of the video is me trying to get out. It's me on the Road King trying to back out of my driveway. And I'm 5'9". My Road King's just like an inch too tall in the saddle. And so I'm like tippy-toeing trying to back out of my driveway, and my driveway's at an angle, and then when I hit the road it goes back up, right? So, and my truck's in the way to get me from pulling out, so I'm like tippy-toeing back. So I'm going to edit that part out. You'll never see it. But then there is a video of me driving by. You can't see much of the saddlebags, but only 10 people liked my last video of my helmet you had worked on. Hey, I don't know if this is true. My understanding is that you have to make sure that TikTok knows what you're talking about, right? So you have to put all the right words in your caption, put them on the screen, say the right words. I don't know what the magic formula is. Like, I made the video, and then it was like 2 months later, a month later maybe, one of the videos of my jelly cube, this project when it was smaller, right? One of those. Like a month after I made the initial video, it started popping off. So I don't know what the secret formula is. My best videos are always ones that I just randomly throw up. So I try to like make good, nice videos. I'm not very good at it. And those always do terrible. Which is, you know, fine. I'm fine with terrible. And the ones I don't do any prep work for or anything, script out or anything, they always do better. It's weird. Weird how that works. But I'm just glad it happened. We're close to 10,000. Got a lot of stuff going on this week. Mailwork shared the live video. Yeah, like an hour ago. That's a weird notification. What if I click it? Will it share it again? No? Huh. Well, anyway. So I get this little corner done. I have to, because the green, the new green that I have doesn't match. This is, the bottom of this is going to be a pain, right? I've got half a bin of these anodized, green anodized aluminum rings, right? And that's not a lot of rings when you're dealing with this many rings. And the next ring, the color, the other color green that I have left doesn't match even more than all the greens that are in here right now. None of these greens match, right? So I'm going to be like cannibalizing off the edge to get like the center a kind of similar green that the rest of the inlay is, and then I'll put the lighter green on the outside. It's a whole thing. That's going to be a time-consuming thing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be loads of fun. But it'll look better in the end. So, just trying to blend it a little bit. Right? You're just waiting out the last 5 minutes of work and was like, yeah, okay. You'll shoot a short video of your helmet. There you go. Well, once you get back into a settled place of living, right? You might be able to get a little bit more footage done. A little more video footage. TikTok's the only platform I've ever had any type of success on. So, you know, don't stress. Kind of seems like one of those things where if you just keep posting, you'll eventually begin to grow, regardless of algorithms or likes, comments, shares, stuff like that. Like, sure, those help, but with me, I don't know what got filtered. I mean, I do have the adult settings on. I don't know what they are, but my kid is stomping around out. Okay, I've got to talk to him about this. It's like, I get down here. The dog starts barking, bouncing up, wanting attention. He's still a puppy. It's like, I need my kid to take him outside. But I can't stop the stream to tell him that. So I just sit here and listen to him stomp around. But you basically said put all the rings in a container? Huh. And mix it. Oh. Well, yeah, if it was all apart, right? If all the green was not woven into this thing, I could do that and blend them all together. That would work perfectly. It'll be fine. Figure it out. I'm drinking tropical 7-Up tonight. it's not bad, right? Like if that's what you had at the house, I wouldn't say no to it. You know what I mean? Is it preferred? Not necessarily, but it's not bad. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. We're getting any closer here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 12, 10, 8. We might not be coming in fast enough. Well, this doesn't. Hang on. I gotta think about this for a second. No, we'll be fine. Okay. I'm stressing about nothing. What is my favorite candy? Nose candy. Wait. I'm just kidding. I don't do that stuff at all. Seriously. I don't know. What is my Snickers bars? With the vein? I don't eat a lot of candy, but like if I'm feeling snacky, then I'll grab a Snickers bar. I much prefer chocolate to things like just the sugar candy, like lemon drops or Nerds or Twizzlers or something, right? It's, yeah. Just, any kind of chocolate. That's all. Why do you ask what my favorite kind of candy is? I don't eat a lot of candy. Though we did have some cheerleaders stop by the house from one of the local high schools. And they had this gimmick going, right? They buy 2 for 10 or 4 for 20, right? You couldn't buy 1 for 5 because they both had to sell one, right? So in order to get some candy, you had to buy a $5 piece of candy, which was like the bite size stuff, right? Nah, they're not bite size. They're like packets of half-size candy bars, right? So, because there was 2 of them, right? They wanted 2 for 10 or 4 for 20. Who has cash these days? I don't. But had there only been 1 of them, I could have gotten away with spending $5. And instead, I lost $20 and got some candy. So, are you reading candy decided to ask this for conversation? Well, hey, it worked out perfectly because it reminded me of some candy that was bought at my house yesterday. So, it's like why am I doing this? Wrong color, man. 2 rings forward, 3 rings back. All the time. It's like my favorite candy is whatever candy is in my son's candy box from whatever holiday we just passed. Right? He's got a bucket, and it's in the very top of our cabinets, right? It's like a Batman bucket or something. But it's huge. And that's what he goes around and trick-or-treats in and everything. And You know, I've been known to go take a peek at what's in there and kind of pick out what looks tasty. Dad Tax candy is the best candy? Yeah, that's... See here. I walked with that kid during a bunch of, like, icy rain last Halloween. And so by the time we got back, you better bet I was taking some of that candy. It's like, I escorted you, I deserve to get paid. On top of the standard dad tax. Plus he had like a bucket and a half full of candy, so... It's like, you don't need all that. Alright, hang on. Whoa. Holy crap. Jeep and Jammer, buddy. I don't know why your comments all just came through at once. Found some silver sitting down to your cave. Play your hobbies. Going to try paint and antique. Nice. Leave the armor at work and lunch. Algorithm is whack. Never hit 2,000 likes, but new folks post their first shirt. It hits 4.5 in like 3 days. So just ignore it and pretend like you get 5,000 on everything. And what you would do if that was your regular. And keep your motivation. Not based on likes, but personal interests. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. I just, you know. I'm Gen X. I paid the tax. Your turn, kiddo. Let me pass on this time-honored tradition. Yep. You have a weakness for Reese's, but you like the trees? What kind of trees are we talking about? The Reese's peanut butter trees? Like the Christmas trees, right? Those are good. When I was growing up, my stepdad, he made a what are they, 8-inch or 10-inch pie tins? He made a Reese's Pieces in a pie tin. You got chocolate, melted it down, you know, bulked up the sides, put peanut butter, sugary peanut butter in the middle, and then put a layer on top and stuck it in the freezer. And it was just this giant Reese's Pieces. I don't remember how old I was, but I don't know how I don't have the Beatus by now. Kids are lucky, though. You mostly like the old people candies? Yeah. Or trees or other holiday-themed Reese's Cups. I gotcha. Yep. There's some little Easter candy that my kid got. And it was like little eggs, hard wrapped or hard candy shell, and the inside was chocolate, right? But it wasn't the ones I'm used to, right? Like the chocolate was like really soft inside, and you didn't have to like gnaw on it to get through it. And they were really good. I ate almost all of them. Yeah, like robin eggs. They were called something else, though. I don't remember what they were. But anyway. I ate them all. So, my kid didn't have any. I'm sure he had one or two, but... Speaking of robin eggs, we have a nest by our front door. And inside is a baby robin. And they are getting... she... whatever it is getting some feathers and will be learning to fly off soon. So I'm happy because I'll be able to use my front door again soon. Why did I do this? This is dumb. Okay. Let me fix this now because I will forget about it. Yeah, it's neat until you get dive bombed by Robin for using your front door. But it's okay. They'll be gone soon. They'll abandon their nest. The babies will fly off. And hopefully not make a nest right at my front door again. That's better. All right. So, see how much a simple question like what is your favorite candy can cause? We got from favorite candies all the way to bird's nest out by my front door. Quick, ask me another question so I can go on a 10-minute rant about random things. But make it a question that makes me look cool. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I remember I was going to mention something. I guess there was some kind of, like, TikTok-wide, I don't know what to call it, insulting of the Gen X generation. And, like, for some reason my feed this morning was all these Gen Xers like, oh, you disturbed the Gen Xers. We're going to rise up and stomp on you or something. I don't have any idea what it was about, but it was really cringy. And I'm on the cusp of between Gen X and I'm 82. And I've never identified with any generation or anything. Like, I grew up in the 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. I didn't know that I had to identify with anything going on around me. How are we today? I'm doing good. Have I broken any bones? You're born in 76? Hey, Patrick, how you doing? Right. No, I've never broken any bones. I only ever dislocated my shoulder, my an AC joint right here in a bike accident. I dislocated these two ribs wrestling, and what the hell was I doing when I have a whole section of ribs on either side that if I bend over the wrong way, they'll float in, and I have to like arch my back and wait for them to slide back out. It's not fun. It's really uneasy feeling. But no, I don't have any broken bones that I know of. Patrick, you're doing fantastic. Right on, right on. If no breaks, it's stitches. Yeah. I've got 2 spots on my forehead that I got stitches on when I was real young. And when my son was about the same age I was when I first split my forehead open, he split his forehead open. So we have like matching scars right in the middle of our foreheads because I fell down and hit my head with a rock. So I don't recommend doing that. And then he fell down and hit part of the ottoman. So, oh my God. I am breaking out here. That's not fun. Okay. I did almost break my neck out in Iraq. So that I've got 2 vertebrae and 2 discs out of place in my neck. And so that's why it hurts to raise my arm over my head and can't lift a lot of stuff with it. And yeah, chronic neck pain. These 2 fingers are numb all the time. These 2. Right? Shooting pain all the way down my arm. All the time. I take a lot of drugs for it. It's fine. You fell out of a tree as a kid and cut your stomach up on a broken branch. Oh no. That's no bueno. That sounds scary, actually. See, if not broken, always stitches. If not stitches, then it's a boring life. Crazy story of something they should have died from. And then walked away scratch-free, yeah. Yep. So no broken bones, just... So you were out camping and you fell out of a tree and cut your stomach up? Like, how badly? Like, did you have organs showing? You just fall out of a tree and your large intestine just starts protruding through a hole in your stomach in the middle of nowhere. I've seen it happen. Oh, man. But yeah. I didn't feel anything when I got pile driven onto a gym floor. Kind of winced a bit, and then about 30 seconds later is when I went down. The bike, I was riding a mountain bike downhill. I had a ravine to my right-hand side. I had a mountain to my left-hand side, and a small foot-wide trail that I was doing 30 miles, 35, 40, maybe miles an hour downhill, right? I was hitting the jumps, and I was cruising down as fast as I could, and this was when I was in the prime of my riding, right? Mountain biking. Mountain biking's tough as all get out. I lost control of my bike and went towards the upward side of the mountain, and the front tire jackknifed on a tree root and threw me ass over end out in front of my bike. Ruined my bike tire, and then I had to walk out on the shoes that snap on to your pedals, right? And so where that crimp was that clamps to the pedal, it was just digging into the arches of my feet, like 3 or 4 miles back to the car, walking, carrying a bike with a dislocated shoulder and a dislocated AC joint. That was fun. Sometimes my shoulder falls out. Doesn't do it so much anymore. But early on, like, you would just have to get it back into place. Not enough to get stitches, but wide enough of an area to bleed for quite some time. You still have, if you have a scar from it, that's a pretty good indication it was a good injury on your stomach there. Oh, man. It's a little duct tape and a paper towel over your stomach wound, and you went back to playing in the forest. That's the problem my kid has, right? Like, when he hit his head, he was lucky that his mom was home. Okay? Like, I am an RN. I have a license and a degree and everything. I have been in several mass casualty situations on a battlefield, right? I've seen all kinds of wounds from deglovings and decapitations, bullet holes, explosions, burns, all kinds of fun stuff, right? So when my kid got, he split his little head, I would not have taken him to the hospital. But his mom was home, and we took him to the hospital, and they glued him up, and we called it a day. I have super glue at home. I don't need a doctor to super glue my kid's head shut. Feel your pain? Your shoulder falls out too? It sucks when it happens. Speaking of neck pain, I need to... What's that TikTok sound? I need someone to hold this hammer and beat me to death with it. Wait, that might get me taken down. There's not much you can't stand, but degloving is one of them. That's horrible, yeah. Hey, Matt, how you doing? I've been very desensitized to almost everything in the medical field, just from what I've seen. Like, I've seen it all, man. You can't shock me with a video of something bad happening. Okay? The thing that kills me is phlegm, right? Like cystic fibrosis patients that have the suction and the phlegm jug. Oh my God, it's the worst. Matt, I don't know how long these usually take. I've been working on this one for like 20 years or so. But I probably have like 400 hours into it over that course of time. So, you know, it's a work in progress. Oh, sure. Oh, excuse me. All right, I'm going to trust the process here and keep this going. This is fairly large for an inlay. It was above my skill level when I started, and it took me a long time to get the mental fortitude to grind through the whole thing. And so most of the time, most inlays are not this big, and they don't take this long. So if I knew what I was doing from the start, I could have done a much faster job on it, but I didn't, and I jumped right into it, and I bit off more than I could chew. And now anymore, I'm just tired of it sitting around in my basement being a lump. So I'm finishing it, and it's going to go up on the wall. But anyway, how are you tonight? Yeah. You hope you never see a degloving again? Yeah. It's not fun. Yeah, if I ever... My last nursing job was just doing home health stuff. So about the worst thing I had to deal with was someone's... they had a wound vac, which it's a vacuum you place over a wound, right? And so you pack a wound with some padding and you put some sealant over it, some airproof sealant, and then you stick a hose in there and it sucks everything down and it pulls the tissue closed, right? They're pretty cool things. It's going to be awesome. Looks super cool already. You want to see the whole thing? I can hold it up for you. And then I'll show you what I'm working off of. Right, so it says Finnegans Wake on it. I just got the lettering done recently. Earlier today, actually. And now we got to finish up all the borders and edging and all the curtain rod loops. But this is what I'm working off of. So we got some knot work down here to finish, and coming along. That's badass. Thank you. We make a lot of just kind of random stuff on stream. What else? I don't know what else. Jewelry, cubes, logos, stuff like that. Is my logo going in the... No. Of this? Is my logo going in the corner of this inlay? No. Oh, I just knocked rings everywhere. Good job. Where'd you go, dumbass? Come on. Jeez. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Dark Angel, how you doing? No, so marking your work, right, when you're making chainmail, it's difficult. Right? Like I have this buckle clasp on one of the bracelets I designed, right? On my skull and crossbones bracelet that I'm usually wearing during stream. And I'd love to have a laser and put my logo on there. I know someone with a laser, and I was going to send him a bunch of these to put my logo on. You're doing good? That's good to hear. Right? So laser's a great way to mark your work. A stamped ring or a stamped tag of your name. You come for the beard and stay for the personality. Right on. You should have seen my beard 2 months ago. It was down to here. I'm growing it back out slowly. It's coming. We had a first aid kit, cleaned up, some ibuprofen and a nap in the truck for several hours, and then you joined the campfire that night. Way to fight through that, Jim Jammer. Yeah, it had like I used one of those heated combs on it, and so like everything else was fine, but I had this patch that only grew like 4 inches, and then it was just gone after that. And I don't know. Like, I assume it was the heat comb that ruined it, so I trimmed it all off, and I'm just gonna grow it back out. I'll put some, some beard stuff in it, some beard butter and whatnot. But I'm not gonna use any kind of fancy combs or anything or any of that crap. The comb's awesome though. When you to have like this like dope straight beard instead of like wild and kind of scraggly looking. I like that look. It's a cool look, but I can't do it all the time. Because I'll burn my hair out, I guess. Which is... I had to put my beard down 2 months ago, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so the corner of the paper I'm working off of, that is a stamp, right, of my logo. This is the stamp. That's what do you call it? An embossment of my logo. And I needed something to test it out on, so I had that piece of paper and I marked it. But the stamp and the embossing tool were something I bought for when I have packages that come from the house. Stamp them and then move them on to make cooler packages. And then I've got a list of stuff here I want to add to packages that come from the house. Right? Let's see here. Okay. Temporary tattoos. So we're going to design some temporary chainmail tattoos. And stickers of my logo, right? This is a pen from We've Got Mail. It's got their business name on it. I don't know if you can see it. Right? It's backwards to you guys, but I like you walking the back. It makes me feel everything behind you is red. Hey, Tommy Gunn, how you doing? Dark Angel, something's off about your sentence. I'm not 100% sure what you meant. I can't. All right. I will slap a Mailwork sticker on everything. That's pretty much what it is, right? So, pens, logos, temporary tattoos, right? All of that I want to add to packages that come from the house, right? Not everything in one package, but, as a way to add some branding to the packages that come from here. The problem is, it's really expensive for like 1,000 temporary tattoos. I forget how much it was. It's like $2 a piece or something. It's ridiculous. Stickers are pretty expensive. So it'll be a bit before I get all that stuff ready. So I got the stamp and I got the embossing tool just to mark up envelopes on their way out of the house. I think it's a good little technique. What comes from the house? So, stuff that comes from the house is the chainmail that I make, right? So all my print items come from my store. Okay? They're ordered, they're printed, they're put together, they're shipped out, and they arrive at the customer's house. So I don't have any access to that packaging. Not yet. If I ever have any sort of like real success in business with mailworks.com, selling chainmail themed apparel and accessories, we'll do everything in-house at some point. or we'll have everything printed and shipped to a warehouse in the States, and we'll dress up the packaging and everything. But I'm not that big of a person, of a creator, and not a lot of people know about my store, and so, I don't have $1 million to rent a warehouse and throw a bunch of materials in it. But one day, in 10 years, I'll be a millionaire and I'll be an overnight success. After 10 years. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But all my chainmail stuff comes, if you get the chance to get me to make a commission, or if I have something that I've made that you want to purchase, I want to try and make the box I send it out in nice. So one day I'll be successful and we'll have a warehouse here or somewhere, and the packaging will be controlled and it'll be filled with chainmail themed stuff. One day, buy a t-shirt. If you don't want to know what I'm talking about, my username, mailworks.com, is my website, right? My name's Sean. And if you go to my website, you won't see any chainmail like what I'm making right now. You'll see print products like hoodies and blankets and fun stuff like that. And they'll have chainmail printed on them, right? And not just gray, boring, European foreign one standard chainmail that you see everywhere, but dragon scale and hoodoo hex and what other weaves do I have? I don't know. I don't remember. But also you've got this is a chainmail inlay. There's a bunch of designs of chainmail inlays for blankets, like Irish flags, Scotland flags. The Irish flag has a harp on it. The Scottish flag has a thistle on it. The Welsh flag with a dragon, right? And I've got regular blankets and hooded blankets. And I've got stuff printed in the U.S. And I've got stuff printed in China. And it's all pretty high quality, comfortable, awesome stuff. More stuff coming soon. We got lots of coffee cups with chainmail on them. It's a good store. Where are we at here? $9.59. Oh, hey, look at that. All right, hang on. Since we're talking about my website anyway, if you've been hanging out here for a while and you go to my website and you use discount code LIVESTREAM, all one word, lowercase, LIVESTREAM, you get 20% off whatever you order. So when we're done here, please go to my website, mailworks.com, discount code LIVESTREAM. You'll get 20% off your order. It's my thanks to you for hanging out with me in this live. I am live most nights of the week, 8:30 to 10. And I come on here and I hang out and I show people that you can make chainmail at home and random stuff you can make with it, right? It's one of those medias where you get enough skill and initiative and you can make just about anything you want. Are there blankets that aren't Sherpa lined? I don't know. I'm going to go with no for the time being. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the Sherpa. It's like an industry standard, right? A lot of people don't like it. I don't know why. The stuff that I have is super soft, so. But anyway, yeah, I'm here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week. Sometimes I do have family stuff that comes up that I can't be down here. And we make cool random stuff. Just, bunch of fun chainmail stuff. If you're interested in learning how to make chainmail, in the link tree in my bio is the Mailworks app. The Mailworks app is a free app I designed for chainmail enthusiasts, both veteran and beginners alike. It's got where to find chainmail suppliers, where to find groups and forums where other chainmail artists hang out, where to find chainmail artists that have stuff for sale. There's a whole artist section in there that we're going to be opening up. What else? We've got where to find tutorials to learn how to make some weaves and stuff, right? And there's a lot of different, there's a lot of different weaves you can learn. You know, there's all kinds of different stuff you can make. Not just jewelry and inlays or monkey fists or jelly cubes, right? There's a whole plethora of random stuff that people come up with. And you can go and learn it all. So if you're interested in learning how to make chainmail, in my link tree is the Mailworks app. There's also a Discord inside of the Mailworks app, right? And we've got a couple really good chainmail artists in there already, and we're just had some people join the Discord tonight. So we just put it together this month. Not a lot of people in there yet, but it's growing slowly. New people almost every day. So it's a lot of fun. And it's just a place to ask your questions and build a community that kind of helps each other out. And, you know, if you have any questions, come join us. You don't even have to, you have to download the Mailworks app to get the link to the Discord. Right? But if you're interested, you know, you don't have to make chainmail in order to do that. You can just download the app and join the Discord. If you don't want to make chainmail, but you want to purchase something from someone, you can do it that way too. Anyway, it is 10 o'clock. I do have to get out of here. Got some stuff I got to do before bed. Tomorrow's going to be a big day for us, so I don't know how much I'm going to be doing. It's going to be just a busy day. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. And if you would please, after you go visit my website, mailworks.com, and use discount code livestream to get 20% off what you purchase, please go and follow me on my socials, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, X, wherever. And follow me there and help me grow those platforms as well. I would greatly appreciate it. With that, you all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get out of here. Okay, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I do appreciate it. You all have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No, I'm just kidding. Have a good night. Press the button. There we go.